What if I told you that a single tomato plant could save you 200 on groceries this summer? That a 4-4 raised bed could cut your produce bills by 1,500 per year? Most people think growing food is a hobby for retirement. Homesteaders have been slashing grocery costs for generations. And today, I'm going to show you 20 crops that will pay for themselves 10 times over. Leaf lettuce. Grocery stores charge 4 to 6 for greens that wilt in 3 days. Lactuca sativa grows from seed to salad in 30 days. A single 3-seed packet produces 200 to 400 worth of greens. Plant every 2 weeks for continuous supply. Harvest outer leaves while leaving the center intact. Industrial agriculture ships lettuce cross-country in refrigerated trucks. Your windowsill produces better greens for pennies. Cherry tomatoes. 1 pint costs 4 to 5, and 1 plant produces 20 to 30 pounds. Modern varieties like Sun Gold produce hundreds of tomatoes in a 5-gallon bucket. Plant 1 seedling, provide support and water, harvest daily July through October. A single plant saves 80 to 150. Commercial tomatoes get picked green and gassed to turn red. Your patio plant delivers actual vine-ripened flavor. Herbs, fresh basil, cilantro, and parsley cost 3 to 4 per tiny bunch and die within days. A windowsill herb garden saves 300 to 500 per year. Plant in sunny windows. Harvest weekly. Basil produces until frost. Cilantro prefers cool weather. Parsley overwinters. Store herbs are harvested weeks before reaching stores. Your windowsill delivers restaurant-quality flavor instantly. Radishes. Radishes cost 2 to 3 per bunch and take just 25 to 30 days from seed to harvest. 1 packet produces succession plantings worth 100 to 150. Plant every 2 weeks spring through fall. The speed allows 4 to 6 crops per season in the same space. Commercial radishes sit in storage for weeks. Your garden delivers crunchy, peppery perfection 25 days after planting. Whole beans. Fresh beans cost 3 to 4 per pound, and a 10-foot row produces 10 to 20 pounds over 8 to 10 weeks. Plant at base of 6-foot supports, harvest every 2 to 3 days. Total yield worth 30 to 80. Vertical growth uses minimal space while producing for months. Store-bought beans often sit for a week. Your trellis delivers beans within hours when sugars are highest. Zucchini. Summer squash costs 2 to 3 per pound, and 1 plant produces 10 to 20 pounds. Plant 1 or 2 seeds in rich soil. Harvest when fruits reach 6 to 8 inches. 1 plant saves 20 to 60. Daily checking prevents baseball bat-sized fruits. Commercial zucchini gets waxed and shipped long distances. Your plant produces so abundantly you'll share with everyone. Kale. Kale costs 3 to 4 per bunch, and a Forks 4 bed produces harvests worth 150 to 250 over 6 to 9 months. Plant 12 to 18 inches apart. Harvest outer leaves continuously. Cold-hardy varieties survive into the teens. The plant produces from fall through spring. Store-bought kale travels hundreds of miles. Your bed delivers the freshest greens when your body needs them most. Potatoes. Potatoes cost 2 to 4 per pound and yield 5 to 10 pounds per pound planted. Modern grow bags and towers allow 20 to 40 pounds in minimal space. Plant in spring, hill soil as plants grow. Harvest when foliage dies. Storage lasts 3 to 6 months. 1 4x4 bed produces 40 to 100 worth. Commercial potatoes sit in storage for months with sprout inhibitors. Your grow bag delivers fresh potatoes. Cucumbers. Slicing cucumbers cost 1 to 2 each, and 1 plant produces 10 to 20 pounds. Train vines up trellis. Harvest at 6 to 8 inches. Daily harvesting encourages more production. 1 plant saves 20 to 40. Pickling extends value. Store cucumbers are waxed to prevent moisture loss. Your trellis produces cucumbers so fresh they explode with flavor. Swiss chard. Swiss chard costs 3 to 4 per bunch, and a Forks 4 bed produces 100 to 200 over 6 to 8 months. Plant 6 to 12 inches apart, harvest outer leaves. The plant produces spring through fall, tolerating heat and light frosts. Stems and leaves cook separately. Industrial farming ignored chard for spinach and kale. Your bed grows this powerhouse that never stops producing. Spinach. Spinach costs 3 to 5 per pound, and a Forks 4 bed produces harvests worth 150 to 200 over multiple succession plantings. Spinacia oleracea has been cultivated in Persia for over 20 years. Medieval monasteries grew it for iron-rich greens in early spring. Modern research confirms exceptional levels of vitamins K, A, and C, plus folate and antioxidants. Plant seeds every 2 weeks from spring through fall, spacing rows 6 inches apart. Harvest outer leaves or cut entire plants at 4 to 6 inches. Baby spinach commands premium prices but costs pennies to grow. Store spinach sits for a week, losing nutrients. Your bed produces spinach, so fresh salads taste completely different. Winter squash. Butternut squash costs 2 to 3 per pound at stores, and a single vigorous plant produces 3 to 5 squash weighing 15 to 30 pounds total. Cucurbita moscata and related species were domesticated in Central America over 80 years ago. Native American agriculture developed winter squash varieties that stored for months, providing calories and vitamins through winter when fresh food was scarce. Colonial Americans adopted these storage techniques because a root cellar full of winter squash meant survival until spring planting. Modern varieties like Waltham butternut, delicata, and acorn combine excellent flavor with 3 to 6 months storage capability unrefrigerated. One plant saves 30 to 90 compared to buying organic winter squash, and the storage extends that value across months. Research shows winter squash contains beta-carotene that actually increases during storage as starches convert to sugars, making stored squash sweeter and more nutritious than freshly harvested. Plant seeds after frost danger in rich soil, either letting vines sprawl across 6 to 8 feet or training them up sturdy trellises to save space. Harvest when skin hardens and stems dry, then cure in warm, dry conditions for 10 days before storage. Properly cured squash stores in cool conditions through winter. The thick skin that makes winter squash storable also concentrates nutrients and creates creamy texture when roasted. Store-bought winter squash often comes from industrial farms, using varieties bred for shipping durability rather than flavor. Your vine produces squash varieties selected for taste that store in your pantry, providing fresh eating for months after harvest. Garlic. Garlic costs 8 to 12 per pound for organic bulbs in yields tanks. Multiplication from planting individual cloves. Allium sativum has been cultivated for over 70 years, with ancient Egyptian workers receiving garlic rations for strength. The crop requires 8 to 9 months from fall planting to summer harvest, but the labor input is minimal and the storage capability is exceptional. A 4x4 bed planted with 48 cloves saves 40 to 80 compared to buying equivalent organic garlic that stores 6 to 12 months. Korean, Chinese, and Mediterranean cuisines consider garlic essential, making it valuable for anyone who cooks regularly. Modern research continues validating traditional medicinal uses, showing compounds in garlic have genuine antibacterial, antiviral, and cardiovascular benefits. Plant individual cloves in fall, 4 to 6 inches apart with pointed, end up, mulch heavily, and ignore until spring. In late spring, hardneck varieties produce scapes, curly flower stalks that are delicious stir-fried and should be removed to focus energy on bulb development. Harvest when lower leaves brown. Cure in warm, dry shade for 2 to 3 weeks. Then store in cool conditions. Hardneck varieties like Music and German Red have complex flavor but shorter storage. Softneck varieties like California Early and Enchelium Red store longer and braid beautifully. The difference between fresh harvested garlic and store garlic is remarkable. Fresh garlic has crisp cloves that slice cleanly and flavor that's both stronger and cleaner. Store garlic often comes from China, gets irradiated to prevent sprouting, and has been in storage for months. Your garden bed produces garlic varieties selected for flavor that stores through winter and provides scapes as a bonus spring crop. Onions. Storage onions cost 1 to 2 per pound and green onions run 3 to 4 per bunch, while a 4x4 bed produces 20 to 50 pounds of storage onions or continuous green onions. Allium cepa has been cultivated for over 50 years with evidence from ancient Egypt and Mesopotamia. European farming traditions developed short-day, intermediate, and long-day varieties matched to latitude because onions are photoperiodic, bulbing based on day length. American homesteaders stored onions in root cellars alongside potatoes and winter squash as foundation of winter diet. A single bed saves 20 to 100 depending on whether you grow storage onions or continuous green onions. Modern nutrition research shows onions contain quercetin and sulfur compounds with anti-inflammatory and cardiovascular benefits. Plant onion sets or transplants in early spring, spacing 3 to 4 inches apart in full sun with consistent water until bulbs form. For green onions, plant more densely and harvest continuously. For storing onions, stop watering when tops begin to fall over. Cure harvested bulbs in warm, dry conditions, then store in cool, dry places. Sweet onions like Walla Walla store 1 to 3 months. Pungent varieties like Copra and Patterson store 6 to 8 months in proper conditions. The sulfur compounds that make you cry when cutting onions fresh are the same compounds providing health benefits. Store onions often come from industrial farms in Washington, Oregon, or even overseas, picked months before reaching stores. Your garden bed produces onions that cure properly and store in your pantry, providing essential cooking ingredients for months without buying. Peppers. Bell peppers cost 2 to 4 each and hot peppers run 3 to 5 per pound, while healthy plants produce 10 to 15 bell peppers or 30 to 50 hot peppers per season. Capsicum annuum originated in Central and South America, where indigenous peoples cultivated thousands of varieties for different heat levels and uses. Hungarian, Spanish, and Mexican culinary traditions developed pepper-heavy cuisines because preserved peppers provided flavor and vitamin C through winter. A single bell pepper plant saves 20 to 60, and hot pepper varieties can save even more since fresh jalapenos, serranos, and habaneros are expensive. Modern research shows peppers are loaded with vitamins A and C, and capsaicin in hot peppers has genuine pain relief and metabolism-boosting properties. Plant transplants after soil warms in late spring, spacing 18 to 24 inches apart in full sun with consistent water and calcium to prevent blossom end rot. Harvest bell peppers green or wait for color change to red, yellow, or orange for sweeter flavor. Hot peppers produce continuously and can be picked at any stage. The ability to preserve peppers through freezing, drying, or fermenting extends value across the year. A single jalapeno plant producing 50 to 100 peppers creates enough for fresh eating, pickling, and drying. Store peppers are picked underripe to survive shipping and often lack the full sweetness and vitamin content of vine-ripened fruit. Your patio plant produces peppers that ripen to peak flavor and can be preserved using traditional methods that concentrate taste. Carrots. Carrots cost 2 to 3 per pound, and a Forks 4 bed produces 20 to 40 pounds depending on variety and spacing. Daucus carota was domesticated in Afghanistan over 10 years ago. Originally purple and yellow, orange carrots were developed by Dutch growers in the 1600s. European farmers valued carrots for winter storage capability and livestock feed. American homesteaders planted carrots in fall for spring harvest in mild climates, because carrots actually sweeten in cold soil as starches convert to sugars. A single bed saves 40 to 120 per season with succession planting every 3 weeks, spring through summer. Modern nutrition research confirms carrots are an exceptional source of beta-carotene, which the body converts to vitamin A for eye health and immune function. Plant seeds thinly in loose soil, thin seedlings to 2 to 3 inches apart, and keep soil consistently moist until germination. Carrots take 60 to 80 days to mature depending on variety. Harvest when roots reach desired size, or leave in ground through winter in mild climates where soil doesn't freeze. The greens are edible and nutritious, making pesto or adding to salads. Storage in the refrigerator or root cellar extends shelf life for months. Varieties like Nantes, Danvers, and Chantenay suit different soil types and uses. Store carrots are picked, washed, sometimes peeled, and stored for weeks before reaching consumers, losing sweetness and crisp texture. Your garden bed produces carrots so sweet and crunchy they taste like completely different vegetables from store carrots. Pole peas, sugar snap, and snow peas cost 4 to 6 per pound at stores, and a 10-foot trellis produces 5 to 10 pounds in cool spring or fall weather. Pisum sativum has been cultivated for over 10 years with evidence from ancient Middle Eastern agriculture. Asian cuisines developed stir-frying techniques specifically for snow peas and Chinese pea pods. English and French gardeners perfected shelling peas and later sugar snaps that combine edible pods with sweet peas. A small trellis saves 20 to 60 compared to buying organic peas, and the nitrogen fixing capability improves soil for following crops. Modern research shows peas contain protein, fiber, vitamin C and K, plus beneficial plant compounds. Plant seeds in early spring or late summer for fall crop. spacing 2 to 3 inches apart along trellis or fence. Harvest snow peas when pods are flat. Sugar snaps when peas swell, but pods are still tender. Shelling peas when peas are fully developed. Daily harvesting encourages continued production. The window for peak harvest is short, typically 2 to 3 weeks. Excess can be blanched and frozen. Peas are legumes that form nodules on roots housing nitrogen-fixing bacteria, leaving soil richer than before planting. Store peas lose sugars rapidly after harvest, which is why frozen peas often taste better than fresh from stores. Your trellis produces peas picked and eaten within hours, when sugars are at peak and pods have perfect, tender, crisp texture.